Lauren from Roadtrip Nation, and today we're exploring jobs for people who love teaching. Okay, but first, let me get the obvious out of the way. If you love teaching, you can always become a teacher. And if that seems like the path for you, go check out our deep dive on elementary education. But today, we're gonna explore 5 alternative careers that can empower you to teach and coach others while putting you in different environments and incorporating your other interests and skill sets. As a principal, you'll still get to work in a school environment and interact with students daily. But middle school principal Kenneth Gorham told us that being a principal is really all about being a leader. You're overseeing the education of your students, but you're also in charge of teaching and leading your staff.
As a leader in administration, your schedule is more flexible, right? You don't have kids in front of you all day. And so your bandwidth of what you can do is a lot larger. I've been in situations where I've had a teacher say, I am trying everything and nothing is working. And so I'm like, okay, you have 30 other kids who you are cultivating. What else can I do? And it's not placing a level of responsibility on you that should be on the teacher, because it goes back to that partnership piece.
Education doesn't just happen in the classroom. You may be surprised at how many different companies and organizations employ educators on their staff. And Director of Education, Leanne White, is a great example of someone who found a surprising new place to put her love of teaching to work. Her job looks a lot like a traditional teacher's, until you realize she gets to work at a zoo.
I think it's important to have a fantastic imagination to be able to work with kids and work with adults and be very creative. Really think outside the box. Don't limit yourself. Being able to understand how people learn and be able to flex in one way or another when you're talking to somebody so that you can communicate your message. Very imaginative, have a great imagination, be very creative. Just remember that we're always learning. So I'm always a student regardless of where I'm at. And so hoping that people recognize that too, so when they come to the zoo, that they can take something in as well.
Truly great educators think outside of the box and realize that education can take any form. For example, the form of a podcast.
I started a podcast. It's called Cozy Rainbow Podcast. And so it's a children's podcast, and it's kind of like a trivia, educational, able to be used in the classroom. It's really cool. We pick a subject for the podcast, and I try to stick with things like toys, snacks, games, sometimes an autobiography of a famous person. I did one for Maya Angelou. And yeah, it'll be a 15 to 30 minute episode about whatever the topic is. So I just did one about hot Cheetos. Actually, okay, I brought the worksheets. I printed them so you could see. They go through and they have these trivia questions. And then these are a bunch of vocabulary words that I used when I was talking about the hot chips. And so they can listen and fill in the blank. I find it shocking that there are kids all over the world listening to my lessons about toys, snacks, and games, but they really are, yeah.
Speaking of thinking outside of the box, this career might feel out of place. But if you love helping people, being outside, teaching, this career has all of that and more. Fire prevention officers enforce fire codes first and foremost, but more importantly, they educate communities about fire safety.
I work for San Bernardino County Fire Department at the Office of the Fire Marshal, and I'm a fire prevention officer. My main role is fire and life safety inspections. As a fire prevention officer, we have a variety of duties that every day is a different day. A nice part of my job is that I get to meet face-to-face with the community. I do school inspections, so I get to see the kids. We get to talk about fire awareness. A lot of our job is education. We want to prevent those fires. We want them to be aware, hey, we're not just here to, enforce and not give you any type of education on what we're enforcing. And at the end of the day, we all have the common goal is to keep our community safe.
If what you love about teaching is working in schools and working directly with students, you still don't have to take the traditional teaching path. By working as a college and career counselor, you can help teach students how to reach that next level of their education, just like college access counselor Melissa Hypolite.
You look at the student population, this is what you have, and you help that student make their best decision for after they graduate. We know of colleges and which colleges have like specific programs for Baltimore City students, or this is how much money this school has for students who meet your profile. So we pretty much would take your grades, your GPA, and build the best possible plan for you. I get a chance to work with students like you, and I get a chance to help them get to college, because I know that with college you can pretty much change your life, because it worked like that for me. In the work that I do, I'm helping kids, changing lives, molding the future, all that great stuff, and I get to be myself.
If you liked this video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel, and comment below to let us know what kinds of careers you want to see us cover next.